Next out, we are going to meet another Ultimate Champion who just got in last night, and it's really strange. He and Rianne and Emilio left England on the same plane, flew all the way across, flew to London to Orlando, were picked up, drove all the way to the house that they're staying in, and I'm staying with them in that house. And I left Tupelo after my radio show yesterday, which was a big mistake. I was on 6 to 10 a.m. At 10 a.m. I left Tupelo at about 11, and I drove. Took me 10 hours to get here, and we pulled up in the driveway at exactly the same time. That was weird timing, but that's life in the Elvis world. Those little moments, those little strange little coincidence things happen that you can't explain. So here, all the way from the UK, is my friend Mr. Ben Thompson. Ben Thompson.
Hello. Hello.
Good morning, Mr. Bond.
Good morning.
I just wanted to say, you're not my favorite. Roger Moore is my favorite, but still.
I really tried to coordinate.
I think you did, and I think the Hat Squad.
He's got great taste in hats.
Hey, old chap, where'd you get the hat? Where'd you get a hat like that?
I got it from Reed's in Tupelo.
That's right. He got it from Reed's in Tupelo. And I was so excited the other day. Ben and Rianne posted a photo. They went to see Tom Jones, and I was so excited because the hat from Tupelo was there. You took the hat from Reed's to...
It goes everywhere with me now.
Yeah.
You know, just in case you don't know, I'm bald.
Oh, Ben.
I just wasn't sure.
Well, you are, if you're
yeah.
not sure. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that I'm sure.
Oh, you're sure?
I was just sure they weren't.
Yeah. Did my blood pressure go up because the lights got brighter? I'm not really sure what happened there.
That's my happiness.
I like that. Am I supposed to walk toward that? Or what? I'm not excited. Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. David being an Ultimate Champion, Ben yourself being an Ultimate Champion, but before that, both of you won Tupelo. What kind of honor was that to, Ben, for you to win Tupelo?
Tupelo, obviously from being from the United Kingdom, Tupelo was always a place I wanted to go. It was the holy grail, if you like, of Elvis, even more so than Memphis, because it's the birthplace. And to go to that contest and win it is simply, for me, above the ultimate, the greatest achievement in my career. And the people that I met there, the friends I've made there, 10 years down the line, yes, it's been 10 years, are just still timeless to me. And I think there's no other place on the planet where you can feel more connected to Elvis and you really understand what he's about.
Yeah. And you guys doing the shows that you've done over the last few months, about the last year, we're coming up. I think we're really close to that anniversary date, 1 year of the Elvis movie coming out. David Lee was the first person I knew that saw it, because during the Tupelo Festival last year, you left on Saturday to see it Saturday and came back and were telling us about it. Right. It's changed everything in this world.
At shows, I'm seeing a lot of 13, 14, 15-year-old Elvis fans that are I haven't seen that in years. So that is great. And I love all the fans, no matter how old they are. But it's great to see the young people come along, find an interest in Elvis, and being enamored with him the way we were. So that ensures that he will live on forever. So that movie's actually done more than I thought, and I thought it was going to be great. It's done more. So.
Yeah, and for Ben, same in Europe, same in England?
Europe, because Elvis never really got to Europe as a performer, I think there has always been much more of a need from people in Europe to see Elvis. And with the movie coming out, I mean, we every show, I did a show for a university campus. Sorry, that's college campus. We had this discussion.
Except at LSU, but still. Go ahead.
And we had an audience of 600, and every person was a student. It was the first show I thought I'm going to be able to crowd surf, honestly, and I seriously thought about it. And it really has changed the face of how young people see Elvis. I always thought that Elvis was used as a descriptive word for young people. You know, like they see a guy with black hair, sideburns, or so, and they just go, oh, hey, Elvis, you know. But now they understand it and they enjoy it, and that's just going to continue and continue and continue.
They've discovered him, and he belongs to them now instead of their mother or grandparents or something. They've found his story to be a story that touched them, about how you can have everything and have nothing if you don't know how to process that. So that's what I think has been so interesting about seeing it. And in the festivals that we've had so many new people here, and I envy them. I talked about this on the podcast. I envy them because they have so much to experience for the first time. For Ben, I was talking to David Lee. He told it he was a little late to the game, but made up for lost time. What about for yourself? How did you're there in England and you're living your life? What age was it that Elvis knocked on the door?
Yeah, I was really young. I would say I was probably, realistically, we all say 3 years old. Everyone says 3 years old, but realistically, I was about 7 or 8 years old. And I actually discovered Elvis through YouTube.
Oh.
Because we had a PC, that's a personal computer, and they were just the thing at the time. And
computers are still around, Ben. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, but they're not like these big things with big boxes anymore.
Oh, that's true.
Are they?
Yeah.
So I was allowed on the computer for 1 hour a day, and I was. And Rianne still.
I was going to say Rianne still does that. Yeah.
But I was on there for an hour, and I was on YouTube just listening to music, and the All Shook Up, the Heartbreak Hotel medley from '68 Comeback came on, and I'd never, I'd heard of Elvis, but I'd never watched any performance, and I watched that, and then this next video came on. Before I know it, I've been on the computer over an hour.
Ooh.
Oh, I know, and bedtime and everything, and Mom, can I have 5 more minutes, an extra 30 minutes, And I ended up watching a whole range from Ed Sullivan right the way through to kind of Aloha from Hawaii. And for me, it was just mind-blowing that this one man could do so many different things. I had no concept of the fact that they were different eras or different years or something like that. I was just like, this one man is doing all this? It's incredible. So from there, I then, obviously, my love of Elvis's energy and the way he was on stage come through. And then I did my research and everything, so on and so forth. And then 22 years later, yes, 22 years, and I know you wouldn't think it'd be a lot more, but I'm still the biggest of Elvis fans, and this the first and foremost reason I do what I do, and I'm sure these guys do, because of the love of Elvis.
Well, for me, I mean, growing up in Tupelo and buying the records as they came out, this was a process of his career that was developing in front of me as it was happening, and I know for a lot of people that were around, it was an ongoing career. For people like yourself, young people like yourself, that it's this capsule. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end to it, and it's where you dive in and what you learn, the process of what you learn. You were preparing for a job that you didn't know would exist when you were doing this. It was research almost.
Absolutely. When I was 15 years old, I first did a tribute, if you like, and I had a $5 jumpsuit. I sprayed my hair black because I was, believe it or not, I was blonde, and I sprayed my sideburns on and everything, and I didn't think this was a career or anything. I thought it was just fun. It's just fun, I'm singing as my hero. I'd been watching Elvis for 7 years and learning about him, and just my excitement for it. I was like, I'm going to do it. And then 15 years down the line, I'm sat here on stage talking to you about it, and visited so many places, met wonderful people, and that's all down to Elvis. And I definitely, 15-year-old me, 8-year-old me had no idea what was out there, and I'm so grateful. Yeah.
Do you have a first gig where you were hired to come in, and do you have a memory of that?
Basically, I'd done like a community festival, and I got hired for an afternoon tea party. And that's so British, isn't it? I'm so sorry.
That's the same thing happened to me. The same thing happened to me. We're both from Birmingham.
They have those in Birmingham, David?
Yeah, they got
tea parties.
We have them all the time. Sweet tea parties.
Sweet tea parties.
Sweet tea parties.
Same difference, though. Pretty much the same thing.
We just have our tea hot. But I got hired for this garden tea party, and there was about 30 people, all ladies that were doing a charity fundraiser. And I was just so happy to be there. They said, do you mind doing some a mixture of the hits. I was like, yeah, of course, you know, no problem. And I made the mistake of, obviously my Elvis knowledge of songs was a lot more vast than the 20 hits. And I didn't sing a single hit of Elvis's at this. I was doing It's Midnight and you know, If You Love Me, Let Me Know, and Any Way You Want Me. And I was like, do you know Suspicious Minds? Well, back then I had a CD player and I'd pre-put all the tracks on the CDs.
Mm-hmm. Burned them on.
I burned it on.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I burned it on. and so I couldn't change my set list. So it was like, well, I'm really sorry. You know, I haven't got Suspicious Minds or The Wonder of You or Hound Dog. You know? But
I can do Mary in the Morning, though, if anybody wants to hear that.
But, you know, but here's this Remind Me Too Much of You, you know, so... yeah, you know, you make mistakes early on, but I remember that gig so well because they just enjoyed the fact that I was enjoying it, and you know, they knew that it wasn't going to be the most polished thing. I thought I was a rock star, you know. I had 30 people there going, yeah, you know, they didn't know the songs, but they were going, yeah, you know. But yeah, great memories.
Well, for you, the knowledge that you were gaining when you were young has been, you know, brought to the stage now, and as David Lee said about, you know, mascara, you must be so happy with the wig technology that's available today. I mean, there's a lot. I gotta tell you, I'm gonna have to post a photo of the dressing room. There's more makeup in there. It's like Max Factor blew up in our dressing room.
Sideburns.
Yeah. It certainly gets me out of trouble. I mean, again, when I first, you know, I was 19 years old. I was quite young when I first started losing my hair, and I was trying everything to save it. You know, everything but have a watering can on my head to grow it, you know. And, you know, I had to look into, and it's quite a big thing for a young guy to accept, you know, that you're losing your hair and this, that, and the other. But seeing how good the wigs are and how much makeup's come on, and how much you guys, when I first come on the scene, showed me how to do those things. You know, because the first time I put a wig on, I came out looking like Eddie Munster, you know. And you know, it was down to like David and like Mario and all those guys. They said, no, don't do it like that. You know, put it 4 inches higher. You know, so your eyebrows and hair don't connect.
Yeah, I was gonna say his eyebrows and hair. You save money on eyebrows that way.
You had a one head right here, and it's going to go back with a 4. Yeah.
Exactly. So I've got to actually say, as much as the wigs and the makeup, the suits have improved over so long, it's actually the mentoring of the guys that were ahead of me that helped me to strive to what I do now. And you know, people like, I remember doing my first Ultimate contest, and David Lee and so many others in the room, and I'm just sitting there watching them, understanding what they're doing, and really taking it, asking questions. You know, it felt strange maybe, but to me, I was like a sponge. I wanted to find out as much as I could, and now the next generation coming in, you know, and you know, 10 years have passed since I first come to the States, and I'm seeing the next group of guys coming, and they're doing the same thing. They're asking those questions, and they're putting their eyebrows with their wigs and stuff, and it's great to see. But what's so wonderful is all the new guys that are coming up are so humble, and they're in love with Elvis, and they love entertaining, and they're happy for us guys, you know, to help them.
As the fans have gotten younger, the ETAs, there's so many young up-and-coming ETAs that we're gonna yeah. You hit him with one of your belts.
This guy's over here talking about how it's changed in his 10 years or whatever, and I'm like, I'm double his age, man. Well, I'd first seen David Lee. I'm like, when did I become the old guy?
Yeah, well, as long as you're on stage with me, Dave, you don't have to worry about that. But I don't look as good in a jumpsuit as you guys do either, trust me. The one thing that I think is so important is that they get to know you, and you're always a big proponent on when you can talk with the fans and meet the fans. That's one of the things we were talking about at the house, that you had advised a lot of the young guys in Tupelo, like, get out and meet people, build your friendships with people, and they will follow you around because they will support you.
Absolutely. I was brought up with first impressions of everything, and you only get one chance at a first impression. And I've always lived by the term, look smart, think smart. And I think you should always, you know, in our profession, always try to look your best. Always try to talk with everyone, meet new people, you know, because it's only going to benefit everyone if we all get on and have fun, right?
Sure.
And thank you. No, I was saying to a lot of the younger guys that, you know, don't be afraid to dress that little bit smarter. Don't be afraid to go out and take those extra pictures. Meet and greet will take an hour, 2 hours, however long don't put a time limit on it. You know, do whatever you want to do to have fun and enjoy, you know, and fundamentally it's you guys that make our jobs so worth doing, you know, and without you, you deserve every bit of time we can give you. And I always say that if I could get paid in fun and laughter and live off it, that's what I would do, because that's what it's all about. We love you all.
Cody, did you hear that? He'll do it for fun and laughter.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You don't have to convert that to whatever you British people spend over there, so that'll be nice. By the way, I'm still more British than he is.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank one of our ultimate champions here this week, Mr. Ben Thompson.
Thank you.